In the Dragon's defense, it's your turn.
I had an older brother who I'm sure I annoyed incessantly and didn't want me around, but he would let me sit and watch him and his friends play when they were in junior high. I must have been 7 or 8 years old, and I was reading through the books, and they were getting into an argument about the rules, and I actually raised my hand, and I was like, I know the answer to this, and pointed out to where it was in the rule books, and then all of a sudden, my brother and his friends were like, okay, you can play.
I probably have 20 to 30,000 miniatures, 4,000 or 5,000 of which I've painted myself. I've played probably every D&D product just about ever made, in terms of video game, board game, or whatever.
I started in college, and I guess my favorite memory is you know, when we were playing a game and I was really new to the rules, but I just kept rolling 20s. And there's lots of writing and numbers exchanging, but I was a barbarian and I just kept cleaving. It was great.
It was my first time, so my character had a lot of charisma and dexterity, and I thought I would best spend my time convincing them to give me their gear and money and then run away with it. I was not allowed to play with them again.
I recently started playing D&D about a year ago, and been playing it almost every week since.
Like a lot of other people, I think in the games industry or in other creative industries, it was enormously influential on me from a very early age. When we found out that there was potentially an opportunity to do a D&D game, we were ecstatic about it. We felt D&D would be the ideal extension for a game that we've been wanting to make for, 5 or so years.
We really wanted to bring the Dungeon Master experience and the hero experience together in one game, so players could basically be both sides of the game.
Working on mobile games is really cool because we're able to just iterate quickly, get to market really fast, and get it in front of users a lot faster than traditional game development.
We feel like there is a mobile genre that can marry to the D&D IP that can be broadly appealing.
Most games start as a prototype and they go through a lot of different versions. After that, they go into full production. We are pretty early in that process. We've passed all the prototype phases. We passed our design documentation phase. We're right now just kind of getting into the meat of the full-scale production.
There's a part of the game where you're creating and having fun with that sort of thing and preparing, and then there's a part of the game where you're going in and you're delving and you're doing your adventures.
You're always working on something new, there's always something great.
Sort of this defense type game in a fantasy world, but truly with D&D involved, we now have a layer of spells, a layer of character.
We already have an owlbear in there, we're going to probably have a mind flayer, and a bunch of other really memorable ones. But it's going to play very different. It's not a turn-based tabletop game. It's actually got a lot of real-time combat in it. So that, I think is going to allow for a really interesting divergence from sort of what people are used to with D&D. But at the same time, it's going to have a lot of the familiar features.
It's sort of the realization of an ultimate dream to be able to make a game that marries to, another game that was so very influential in my life.
I can't actually throw lightning bolts at people in real life, but in D&D at least I can pretend like I can.
The spirit of the entire experience is let your imagination run wild. Let your imagination bring out in you that creative, sort of childlike, magical feeling that D&D can do.
And I can genuinely say that our studio is working non-stop with great energy, great creativity to bring the best possible mobile D&D product to market next year. So thank you.